Got one arm.
Hello and welcome to the podcast for the Munchies
Boring intro.
and stuff.
Come on, man, get with it. It's hey everybody, welcome. We take off your sunglasses inside my house. Take them off. Anyway, we are here to do the old commentary beneath the episode of the Munchies.
Yeah.
So before we kick things off, I need to make some type of a correction or mention to if you went to our episodes page for the Munchies on the website, you will see that the director is listed as me, Jim Vlahopoulos, which is partly true because what happened was we had shot this episode maybe 7-8 months before it got released. So when it came around to the credits time, we had forgotten all who directed what, etc. Now, around this time, in
Unprofessional.
the beginning, yeah, it's true. In the beginning here of the Munchies episode, we had like a trio kind of deal going on where it was myself, Sam, and Mark Indusil, who we were creating it because we were just getting things up and running with Doobie Nights. So I just wanted to correct that and say that, yeah, Mark
Roger.
definitely had a big contribution not only to the cinematography because he DOP'd this, but to the direction of the whole works. So yeah, that credit should be there on the website. I don't know how we can correct it, but Mark doesn't want us to. So
Yep.
we leave it as is. So when you look at this, don't go, wow, Jim's an amazing director. He did all this. I couldn't have done it without the direction of these other two cats. And Sam, yeah, you had a hand in the shots that we were creating for this episode too.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember.
You don't
I
remember
thought I
that?
just first AD'd, but
On set you did, right? But what about in the pre-production?
well, yeah. Actually, this whole episode was all me. So let's get this thing rolling. One thing I do like about this episode is it goes for exactly 4 minutes.
Yes, it does.
Teabagging me again.
Got old the Doobie Nights song here.
Yep.
So here you'll see that exact occurrence
Mm-hmm.
there. The Doobie Nights, oh yeah, oh baby, oh yeah, kind of exactly used to be what I would do when coming home and arriving in the apartment that I used to live in with you, Sam.
Hmm?
And you would just be chilling there, vegging out like a bum, and then I'd just be like, Sam,
After a hard day's work.
hey Sam, Doobie Nights, oh yeah, oh baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'd say, shut your mouth, Jim. I don't know what you're talking about.
And that would be the call.
Do you have to come home every time like this?
What, you didn't like it? You appreciate
I'm
it.
trying to chill.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to do as well. Hence why I needed the war cry of Doobie Nights.
You're right.
One thing that is cool, just on that, is that I've enjoyed. A couple of people have told me that they actually really they find that quite comical, the Jim singing that to Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what I dig about that is that, it was part of our reality and now it's sort of out there and in a scripted form is entertaining some people, which I like. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is. I think even a person has their ringtone, right?
Yes.
Isn't that
Yeah.
what you're
there's a
telling me?
little someone out there who loves it so much. His name is Jules, and he digs it that much. It's his ringtone, but he's crazy. The craziest kook going around if you're going to put that as your ringtone.
Mm. Everyone do it.
But I like it. I like it a lot.
So this is our first actual episode we're making.
Right. So what?
Rohan's here.
Yeah, is our slick smoking montage,
Mm-hmm.
which all here. So for example, here's a great example of what Mark directed. Of course, the DOP should have a heavy hand in how a sequence or an entire episode is shot, but the direction of what we were doing, how we were passing the joint, coughing, smoking and all that. That was all Mark.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing in the world to write smoking montage. But it's not the easiest thing in the world to then think about what exactly the shots are going to be.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's right.
nice jobs.
Great job. So great, cool smoking montage. And the titles, awesome job by Phil Humphreys. Great cat who's just come on board recently, even after we've sort of wrapped everything up and getting ready to release. And in a space of little time, he's given us some slick-ass titles.
Yeah.
Which
Especially
goes so
love the
well.
way that he's thought of ways to get them in and out of the shots in special ways.
Yeah.
Like hands waving over them or panning down off the couch or whatever. Or coming
man.
in with a burst of smoke. This is our first look at the TV show in the show, which is Check Please.
Yep. That was a real slap, by the way.
It was.
How's it,
That's my face.
how did it feel? That is.
It was good. I mean, I'm not a good actor, so let's method this thing up all the way.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. But at least you didn't barrel the camera. I like, that check please is actually one of my favourite moments of this episode. I like the look that the girl character played by Carly Della Virgin, who's also one of the Doobie Nights singers. So you can see her face there, and she doesn't like your little comment, which was about cellulite.
No.
Why do you think that about women, Sam?
Well, I didn't write that.
I'm sorry?
I think that was an idea that came from you, Jim.
I just like the thought of that being said. I just think it's funny because women can't control cellulite unless they, from a very young age, are working their hamstrings out. You know, I think that's the science behind it. Really don't know. Could also have something to do with I don't know, their vaginas. I don't know.
Boy.
Or if you want to go by the Oxford Dictionary, they're
At any
cunts.
rate, the woman wins and slaps me in the face, which is
Yep.
deserved.
Deserve it. It is. He gets
Deserve it
his
for
just desserts, right?
Yeah. For saying something like that, it is deserved.
Good cover. And always a fan of this. This is our first, I think, indication that we are like a cartoon, or we're trying to be anyway, where Jam looks around and Jim's just gone. He's like at the door already. I think that's very cartoony.
Yeah.
And here it is, man, the first taste of the Munchies.
Right.
It's like, whoa, mama. And it is really what happens, right? When you get that taste of something in your mouth when you're high and you haven't had it before. I remember actually when I was first got high with a friend, and then he's like, I was just sitting there on the couch loving every moment and just sort of sunken in there, and he had busted out these pork rind chips, and he said, hey Jim, have one of these. And I don't know why, I just said, why? He's like, trust me, have one of these. And I was like, I'm not even hungry. He said, Jim, have one of these. So as soon as I put it to my mouth, it's just like transformed my entire experience of, or my entire notion of flavour, right? It's just insane.
Yeah.
Munchies has since then been a very big part of my weed experiences. Always get them. Always.
So he's found the monster, and then bam.
Boom. So we have had a few, well, I guess this was the highlight moment of the episode for many viewers, eh?
Yeah, seems to be. People have talked about this one a lot.
Liked it. Said, how did
Love
you
it.
do it?
Exactly.
How did we do that, Sam?
And we went up in a plane. And it went into a steep dive, initiating zero gravity, and the jelly beans floated out.
What an extravagant way to shoot that scene. Wouldn't you guys just do something like, I don't know, try and open the packet and shoot it in slow-mo, or...
Well, we didn't shoot it in slow-mo.
No, we didn't.
You guys opened up a packet and reacted to having nothing there.
Yes.
And
That
you
is true.
reacted in half speed.
And that was Kelly's idea. Kelly Sheeran, our VFX guy and grader, who made the jelly bean effect and made that scene come to life. So all the jelly beans you see there aren't in fact there. And his suggestion was that we behave in slow motion. Our whole reactions, even here where you see Jam catching it in his mouth, we're not shooting it in slow motion. We're acting in slow motion, and then he's timed the jelly beans to that. which I think has come through with a great, positive, realistic effect.
Yeah, they look great. He eats the jelly bean.
Yep.
And there's a nice little colour shift into Flavour World.
That's right. And then that's when the song that has been ramping up kicks in. Soon as he catches it in his mouth, boom, yummy. And here we go. So we've got the raps busting through while Jim and Jam crack on the Munchies. Now, originally, I wanted to have the song a different mix of the thrift shop song, the one that's I'm gonna pop some tags, and I wanted to have a redone song, so using that beat and then making the lyrics our own. Something like, I'm gonna grab some snacks, cheesy corn chips and a block of chocolate, etc., etc. But we couldn't get the rights. Even if we wanted to pay, we couldn't get the rights to use that song for this. They did not allow us, they refused us. And so what happened was JDV, Justin Delavirgin, our sound guy, said, hey, what about this song? And underneath this Munchies montage, he played the Beastie Boys song. Help me out here. What's the title? I always forget it.
It was, I can't remember, Make Some Noise?
Make Some Noise, that's the one. And he played Make Some Noise, and it just flowed perfectly, a Beastie Boys track. Here we go, yeah, nothing more, nothing lesser. And that was the inspiration to then make our own rap.
Well, make your own rap.
Yes.
It was pretty much you.
Yep, I guess so. So I busted those lyrics out. I just wrote them in like, what was it, the space of 10 minutes, wrote those lyrics.
6 months.
It took me a little bit of time, but not 6 months. But
8 months.
it was more the learning curve of actually trying to rap on a microphone was a little bit harder than what you imagine in your head as a rap fan. You just think, yeah, I could just get up and do that. And then you actually do it and you got to realize, there's breathing and timing and flow and pace. All these things involved that are not easy.
Okay.
So, with the help of Justin, I got through it.
Yep.
And we have ourselves a little rap, Munchies rap.
Yeah.
And you guys contributed to the chorus. The I Got the Munchies, that little posse, I got the Munchies,
Yep.
is you guys.
Yeah, it was us. Yeah.
You and Justin.
There wasn't much there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't very.
Still,
wasn't difficult.
I appreciate you contributing, homie. Yeah, thanks.
It's all right, mate.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on the accuracy of this montage and of getting the Munchies? Do you think it can be as wild as this?
Oh,
It's pretty wild.
it's pretty wild. You could go that way.
You certainly can.
I remember the original idea of this episode was stemming from something that actually happened where it must have been around the early days of it, of having the Munchies, that just went wild into the kitchen, not realising that the blind was up and that across the courtyard outside is another apartment that was looking in, and then eventually looking over and seeing that our neighbours were just staring in while we'd been going crazy for like 5 minutes. And there's no escaping that. What are you going to do?
No.
You have to leave the room. You have to leave the room, turn the lights off,
We had to bow out.
sneak back in, close the blind, turn the lights back on,
That's right.
and then continue the Munchie rampage.
And that is what this
Don't look at me.
entire-
Why are you judging me right now? Why'd you call your friends in to all stand up and line up and look at us?
How long
Is this a
must they-
zoo? It's like we're in the zoo.
It really was. And how long must they have been glancing through that fishbowl to
Oh, they were
find us in our frenzy?
having a great time.
They really were. Like,
They were
and
laughing.
I still remember to a degree that feeling of just snapping out of it
Uh-oh.
and looking around, just like I guess the Jim character does in this episode.
That's why, like, it's a representation of that. Without having the apartment there, it's that you've woken up and realised, oh my God, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, big time. And it is that. Once you snap out of it, you're like, holy shit. Firstly, how much did I just eat? And secondly, look at this fucking mess. And
And then you start to have a bit of Saving Private Ryan shell shock
yeah,
as you realise the carnage around you.
that's right.
Jams just loved it the whole time.
He is. He's all the way. He's going to keep those Munchies good times going. But with Jim, what I guess we tried to get across is just the contrast and realizing, whoa, that's we've gone a bit overboard, and Kel did a great job with the grading to
Right.
bring it down to to that level and give it that grainy or that grayer look.
Yeah, and the sound design as well. It's great.
Yeah, it's all sort of internal.
Sort of like some kind of Vietnam flashback or something.
Yeah.
So there's something I've been wondering, because I made a lot of images for this, for
Yeah.
like thumbnails and that.
Uh-huh.
And
Please ask away.
well, really, what I want to know is why you're bent down here. Why do you have shit on your face? Like, why you got that on it?
Listen, when you get the munchies, there's no telling what you won't eat.
Oh,
And let's just say, before Jam entered the room, Jim didn't want to go to the toilet. He wanted to remain in the kitchen.
no.
Now let's leave it at that.
Wow. That's disgusting.
You asked the question.
All right.
I'll give you the answers.
Cool.
No, it's chocolate, mates. It is clearly chocolate.
Oh,
How
wow, it
dare
looks
you?
like shit. But that is pretty much the munchies.
It is. Now, just going back to the fact that, where we shot this probably like 7-8 months ago, and it only came out 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Good times
Mm.
back then. But yeah, that goes back to why we don't remember who directed what or who did what role necessarily, except for what we had written down at the time. And it's because these first couple of episodes happened a long time ago.
Yeah. They did.
But this was fun. The cleanup, everyone asks me about the cleanup in this last shot. It's like, who cleaned all that up?
Yep.
I swept it up that night, 2 a.m. But let me
We
tell you,
were
the
all
floor was
there.
sticky.
Me and Mark were there.
Yeah, no, you guys, I don't want to give you credit for that. So
Well done.
No, you did. You, me, and Mark were, there we go, to the bitter end. The team that put the episode together swept up the crumbs,
Yeah. And
the remnants.
ate a lot of things as well.
Man, I was not in the mood to eat anything for a while after that.
Yeah.
And the floor was mighty sticky for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was a bit sticky.
Yep. But it was good. It was a fun episode. And I like it. I dig it. What about you?
Yeah. Also, I enjoy it. I used to get very tired of watching this for 8 months. But now it's out with the grade and all the music. I think it's great. This will be the last time I watch it. Never again.
There is something about that, isn't there, where you watch the episodes over and over, but once it is out there and it's done, you know that it's the finalized episode to be viewed.
Mm.
You can go back with less sort of that feeling of, again, I'm watching and
Yeah, I guess you
making
can
sure.
lose a lot of looking at the tiny things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things we could definitely point out that we won't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, we won't point them out.
there's no need.
There's something in here for you to find.
There's an Easter egg in every episode. If you find it, well, let us know and you'll get a special prize.
It's good times for everybody.
Yeah. I'd like to know also what everyone's favourite munchies are. So if you're out there listening, it's like a radio show now. So if you're out there listening and you have a favourite munchies, please email us and we'll send you out a CD pack of the Spice Girls, their first single. What was their first single?
I don't know.
Come on, mate.
Spice Baby.
No. Spice Up Your Life? No. Not Spice Baby. Come on.
I don't know, mate.
was the
I can't even remember one. Ginger Spice was hot.
It was the one where they're running around and then Scary Spice has her braless top on.
No,
She looks so
can't remember.
sexy and crazy. She's like, she'd be so wild. Wild.
If you want to know the specifics of this episode,
Say it,
please
say
go
it.
to. That was a sentence, mate. Until you cut it off.
Sorry.
So if you want to find out the specifics of this episode, please go to doobienights.com, where there are specific pages for each episode. There you will find all details. And until next time, when we do Green Out of Mark Ingersoll, it's goodbye. And if you are going to send us your favourite munchies, keep it at 10 words or less because I don't want to read it.